Interesting how you can learn. For example, and what brings me, this is like a little tutorial here. What brings me to this is there's a study, there was a story about a study about pancreatic cancer, which, as you know, is one of the more aggressive forms of cancer and has a fairly low 5-year survival rate. The whole notion of cancer and fighting cancer is to get an early diagnosis. Early, identifying it early is a game changer. So diagnosing pancreatic cancer early could help people do better with the 5-year survival. According to the National Cancer Institute, about 1.6, almost about 2% of adults in our country will receive a pancreatic diagnosis at some point in their life. They estimate also, the National Cancer Institute estimates that there were 55,440 new cases of pancreatic cancer in 2018 across our country. The 5-year survival rate for people who have undergone treatment for pancreatic cancer is very low. It's 8.5%. That's it. That's a very special group of people, that 8.5%. That means that it's of utmost, it's critical then that we have better treatments and better ways of catching the cancer early, in its early stages. Diagnosing pancreatic cancer could, lead early, can lead to a positive outcome for people. Maybe that 5-year survival rate would go up. However, the pancreatic cancer, unfortunately, doesn't have very many symptoms at the beginning stages, and it can go undiagnosed for a considerable amount of time. That's unfortunate. Leads me now to where we want to go. That was all a setup to say that your tongue, of all things, your tongue could act as a diagnostic tool for pancreatic cancer, according to this new study. And more specifically, the microbiota that live on your tongue, human tongue microbiota, these microbes. The study was published in the Journal of Oral Microbiology, and they point that what the findings reveal that there are differences in the bacterial populations on those people who are healthy, on the tongues of people who are healthy, versus those who have been diagnosed with early stage pancreatic cancer. Wow. And so when you do clinical assessment in nutrition, a clinical assessment of nutritional status of a person, one of the things that you can look at is the tongue. And that's real. And when in class, you learn what to look for, different parts of the tongue, different signs and symptoms. So this study involved 30 people who received a diagnosis of pancreatic cancer in the early stages. And it also included a control group with 25 healthy people. All the people in the study were between 45 and 65. And they did not have any other health problems. And none had taken any antibiotics or any other class of drug for 3 months prior to being enrolled in the study. Scientists collected tongue coating samples from each of the people in the study and then used this gene sequencing techniques to analyze the bacterial abundance on their tongues, from their tongues in the saliva, from the samples, the coatings, rather, the tongue coating samples. What did they find? They found that people with pancreatic cancer, their tongue microbiota was clearly, significantly, vastly more different compared to the control group, the healthy people. people with pancreatic cancer had low levels of Haemophilus and Porphyromonas bacteria, but high levels of Leptotrichia and Fusobacterium. Translation, they had the signs, the bacterial signs, that they had pancreatic cancer. Now, when you think about this for a second, you think about all the sophisticated technology that exists, the science of oncology, for example, in the science of oncology, science of cancer. It's pretty sophisticated, no doubt, and decades of studies and thousands of studies and whatnot. And here we have a simple diagnostic technique. But when's the last time you went to a doctor's office and they took a swab of the of your tongue, right? And sent it out for analysis, the coatings? I suspect for most of you that's never happened. Come back, we'll have the LTN Health Question of the day, and I'll tell you more about this story.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult?